No matter what level of net worth we work with, there is a constant reoccurring question, which is, how do I best assess my financial health? Today, I'm going to answer that question. I'm David Armstrong, CEO of Monument Wealth Management, and today I want to talk to you about how to best take a look at your financial health and assess where you are from a health perspective. One of the best ways we have found for clients or anybody that we talk to assess their health of their portfolio and their wealth management plan is to take a look at the cash balance that you carry. There's a nice, delicate balance that can be maintained with a cash balance that can buffer portfolios against the inevitable downturn in the market. One of the things that we like to do is to advise clients to have anywhere between 8, 12, or sometimes even 18 months of cash set aside to cover any sort of known or even unknown expenses that will come up over that time period. Because if they need to draw on that cash to pay those expenses or liabilities, they won't have to go into their portfolios to liquidate securities and create that cash. And what that does is it creates a hedge against the portfolio or the market going through any sort of downturn. So if you think about the first half of 2025, or you think about 2022, or you think about even 2008, 2009, or if you're old enough to remember 2001, 2, 3, the market goes down, and if you need cash to pay liabilities, especially if you know about them in advance and they're pre-planned, you won't have to go into your portfolio and sell securities during that downturn. That's a hedge. A lot of people talk about options being a hedge or other very complicated hedging techniques, and those all exist, but they cost money. Cash doesn't cost you money. In fact, right now, there's a pretty good savings rate associated with cash. Even if there's not a great interest rate associated with a savings account, it's still a great hedge, and it's actually costless to you. So imagine a scenario where you knew that you had a big home renovation, or you were going to purchase a home, or you're going to take a vacation, or do all of those things together over the span of 12 to 18 months, and the market, like it is now in August of 2025, just hitting an all-time high again. Now is a perfect time to replenish that cash bucket because the market's at an all-time high, and if we get any sort of correction over the next 12 to 18 months, you will have monetized your portfolio to create that cash during an all-time high. If you look at this idea in reverse, if January came around of 2026 and you had to make a big down payment for a new house and the market was down 25%, you'd probably kick yourself for not having the cash raised already. Another thing that we'll talk to clients about is their probability of success. And this is something that we calculate for clients that go through the financial planning process. And if you think about a probability of success, it's quite literally modeling out mathematical statistics and probabilities to tell you that if you have a certain portfolio invested a certain way, that you have, I'll make up an example, an 85% probability of successfully achieving all of your goals and objectives by the time a couple passes away. So if you have an 85% probability of success, that's a really good probability that you'll be able to fund all of your goals and objectives. Now, if you take the portfolio that's associated with an 85% probability of success, and the model says in order to have that, you need to have an annualized rate of return of 7.5% over the next 10 or 20 years. That now becomes the way you can assess the health of your portfolio by looking at your performance reporting. And if your since inception or your long-term rate of return annualized in your portfolio is somewhere around 7.5%, that's a great way of assessing the health of your portfolio. It's pretty healthy because it's exactly aligned with the probability of success that you decided you wanted to have during the planning process. So what's your probability of success? Well, that's both an easy question and a hard question to answer. If you don't know it, a planning process and a financial plan will tell you what that is. And if you want some help with that, please give us a call and we'll walk you through our process. So that's a wrap. But before you go, join our newsletter and get access to our private YouTube playlist. This will give you monthly insights from our investment team. Curious how your wealth strategy stacks up? Schedule your complimentary wealth check on our website. Links are all in the description below. I'm David Armstrong, Chief Executive Officer of Monument Wealth Management, and we're here to help you make your life option rich. See you in the next video.